with pressure coming, and Perkins gets away, but now the ball's on the ground. Left, looking in trouble. And no chance the Falcons are home. That's the key. There we go. Game on the line. A stumble. And from behind, he's taken down. And for the second straight year, the game ends on a sack.
Welcome
Let's
to
go.
Coming Off the Edge, a different kind of fantasy football podcast. We come together every week to have fun fantasy football entertainment. And tonight we have a dinner party. Everybody got their buffalo wings? Raise them in the air.
Well, I got chicken pot or garlic parm, and
Would
then
you say you have chicken pot pie? Is that what you
I have
said
chicken
you
pot pie's cool, but that's
Nice.
for another night.
So
I'm starting out here.
I got
Mine's
buffalo
so
hot, and I got triple S, which is spicy, sweet, and salty over here. Dry rub. So yeah, whole mess load of wings. I
Little
got some
triple
garlic
S?
knots too. Yeah, no,
Some
it's dope.
GNs.
So here's
How we
the
do?
thing. So Tuesday is gluten-free Nashville hot chicken here. And so I got some hot chicken, but I didn't get just
Cheers.
hot chicken. I got extra holy hot chicken, the hottest of the hot. So
Nice.
we'll see how that
Holy
goes.
hot chicken.
What's that Scoville like?
I don't know.
All the
I gotta need
Scovilles.
to ask. It's all there's holy and then there's extra holy. So I went with the extra holy.
You want
so.
that extra? Shout out Nate. He
Yeah,
is in
we'll
Mexico.
see
Nate,
here.
what'd you find for us?
So I ended up with there's this place called El Pechugon that has these bomb roast chickens because wings are a little hard to find here. So I got a drumstick from the best roast chicken you'll ever have in your life, and I'm going to eat it. And then I'm going to eat the rest of the chicken after the show.
All
Now,
right,
do you have any like Mexican hot sauce with it or something?
Oh,
Give it a
do you
little
know
something?
we're going to put it on tostadas, baby.
I like it.
Cool. Can we give a little toast here before we kick off with the special guest?
Yeah.
Toast. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wings on me.
Toast. All right, and with that, everyone, we have a little special guest tonight, a dinner guest, as if you will. And today, joining us, we have the one and only. We got Justin Boone up in the house.
Go Bills.
Hey, what's going on? Justin?
Happening. I
We
love
just-
seeing this. I was like trapped in the little backstage area watching you guys all eat your wings. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
It's what we do, man.
That's what we do. And this was your choice. So what's your favorite wing sauce or rub?
It was my choice. There is a place. I was very sad. I found out a couple hours before the show tonight that they were closed today. It's called Memphis Fire Barbecue. So I moved a couple years ago out of the city, or about 45 minutes out of the city. The food choices go way, way down out here. But we found this like amazing barbecue place like 5 minutes away. So good. Every time I go there, I eat too much food. I almost feel like I'm going to throw up after because you just keep eating. So I was so excited to get the wings from there tonight. Found out they were closed. I did get some. Still got a few left here. Not gonna lie. I started eating before the show. They smell great. But yeah, little pizzeria around the corner. So the second best wings in my area is what I'm having tonight.
Justin, I am always in the same predicament when we do a dinner party on this show. I feel like I have the food. It's sitting there. I'm prepped, ready to go about 15 minutes before kickoff. And the food is just talking to me like, man, if you eat half, they won't know. They
Dude, I
will
think
just
I
think
finished the
that
whole
you know
sandwich.
you're a light eater, you know.
Dude, the
I
night
think I
we ate
finished that whole
pizza,
sandwich. That panini day. I ate that thing like during the intro song. I was done, man.
Shout out. Is my mic better?
Yeah, your
It's
mic
much
is
better.
better. You're not sounding
Dang,
like a
dude,
robot
I'm so
anymore.
sorry that I was a robot. I just had to that was Cooter, the last show, wasn't it? I think at least. but
Maybe.
regardless.
I
don't
had
know.
issues last show too.
Jeff was a robot on the Scott Fish Bowl podathon.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, that's right.
That was
That's
amazing.
what it was.
Yeah, that was bad.
That's funny. So with the wings, guys,
These are so hot.
what? we should just have Jeff open it up.
Jeff, you have a red tinge growing on your face. I don't know if it's the backdrop and lighting, or did you get the holy hell?
Yes, all of that.
Why would you do that, man? Like, we're on a show here now. It's just we should just pull you up and then just like end the show here and just have you do it.
Content, Corey. Content. Oh my God.
I won't
That's
say
why you gotta have
I won't say
ranch.
the name of the restaurant, but when I was younger, I worked as a waiter, and we had wings at this restaurant. It had like a wing type name, so we'll just say that it was like kind of a restaurant that had that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And we had a family come in. They were on vacation. I grew up in Niagara Falls, so tourist town. And family come in on vacation. You got the husband, the wife, young child. And we had like the suicide, I forget what they're called, like the crazy wings. You had to sign a waiver before you had them, that whole deal, right? And the husband acted so cocky. I'm going to do it. We're telling him like, just to let you know, this is serious, man. Like this is, no, it's fine. Whatever. Long story short, cut to the guy in an ambulance out front of the restaurant while his wife was standing there. Yeah, couldn't handle him.
Her mild wings.
All right. So,
That's
Justin, I got to tell you, when I was between the ages of 18 and 20, I think I spent all my time in Niagara Falls.
Fantastic.
So my buddy's
wow.
grandma was in North Tonawanda. So we'd shoot up there, get some kielbasa, and then over to the Canadian side and get ourselves in trouble at Mints or Pumps or Rumors. And
Nice.
man,
You ever get thrown down the stairs at Rumors? That was a rite of passage.
So my favorite part about Rumors was I went there with the girl and we're dancing and having fun. She said she knew someone she'd get us in. And I'm dancing and all of a sudden the bouncer sucker punches me. Turns out the guy she knew was her brother, who's also the bouncer. So
Nice.
my rite of passage was getting clocked in the face and thrown down the stairs all at one time.
Oh man. Not surprising. I mean, I kind of knew I guessed how that story was going to end just based on the place. Yeah.
That's how we do it. But yeah, I spent I way too much time, before hitting 21 here, heading over the border. It's a great city, though. Always have a fun
That's
time
right.
there.
That's
I
right.
love wings. I love buffalo sauce. The hotter, the better. And unfortunately, I get
Except for
stuck
Jeff.
today with the buffalo tenders because apparently in New Jersey right now, there's a wing shortage.
Oh man.
Now, I
sorry
guess
to hear.
we started to run out of
Devastating.
chicken or something.
What
When
happened?
everything opening back up from the pandemic, apparently there wasn't enough chicken to go around. And you can get a lot more tenders than a couple wings. So I am wingless today, but I am breast up, dipping in
Breast
the
up.
blue cheese.
Oh,
going-
You
yep.
tried your
It's
best.
gonna be a
man.
good time.
You tried your best.
Speaking
I
of
tried. I ordered them, just didn't have them.
are people blue cheese or ranch type people or none?
Blue
wait.
cheese.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Blue cheese all
Blue
the way.
cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mike?
Ranch, come on now.
Yeah, dude.
Come
That's what
on
I got.
now.
Okay. Thank
I
you
Throw
so
him off
much
the
to
show.
my team.
Get him out of here. Come on.
Mike, I used to
Shout out
respect
to
your
salad
food.
cream.
We literally just bonded over Rumors. Now you're going to kick me out over some moldy cheese.
That fast.
That turned
That's how
quick,
serious I
man.
am about blue cheese.
All right. So enough with
Ranch?
the.
Really? Ranch?
Sorry.
It's-
We all have our preferences, man.
Damn.
This is why
you
we're
got
friends.
friggin'
Chef.
tenders and you're talking shit about ranch.
Yeah.
Come on
There's
now.
a wing
Hey,
shortage.
but he tried, Mike.
You coulda went to New York.
on.
You had
I
a heads
literally
up.
ordered.
You knew what you needed. You blew it.
You
We
call
got
yourself
High
a
Noon, by
chef?
the way. Cheers.
Yeah,
Shout out
some-
High Noon.
Shout out High Noon, not a sponsor. Could be.
Unofficial sponsor. Should be a sponsor.
All right. But with the wing talk here, let's talk a little. We got to bring a little fantasy involved. So maybe a little Scott Fishbowl talk. So what I wanted to touch on here was actually a couple things. Justin, first off, sorry that you're in the 12th round.
Wow.
Yeah, we're moving
Oh, wow.
pretty slow.
But something that I noticed interesting about your team is your first 3 picks. You went all Kansas City.
How about my last 3 picks? Just the way you draw
And-
it up, taking 3 Jets players in a row.
3
Yeah.
Jets. Someone's got to hit, right?
I like that Michael Carter right there, man.
I
Love
do
that.
think the Jets are going to be a lot better this year with the new coaching staff and
That's a lot.
bringing a new quarterback, all that sort of stuff. The line's getting better, so I think they're one of the teams that are getting underrated. When you look at like a team like the Texans, where maybe Brandon Cooks, but for the most part, you kind of just want to stay away. I think people are still treating the Jets like that, but I think they're going to be a lot better this year. So I'm willing to jump in, and I figure one way or the other, I'm going to get their top receiver there, so I'll take that. But yeah, the Chiefs, I mean, you can't go wrong. Probably, if not the best offense, one of the best offenses in the league. One of the things that I think I haven't paid enough attention to in Scott Fishbowl in the past, I've kind of just went trying to draft for value, trying to make sure that I was going to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
I make the playoffs every year. Now I got to try to make sure I'm looking towards trying to win it. So I'm trying to look at the playoff schedules a little more. So like a guy like Javonte Williams, that's a complete playoff pick. Looking at those KC guys, looking at the playoffs versus, some other teams and some players that were in those ranges. There's a couple guys that were close, and it was like, the playoff matchups were a lot tougher. So trying to build towards that playoff run so I can actually maybe win Scott Fishbowl this year.
That's excellent stacking too. And you know, if you're going to stack one of the best offenses in the league, and I think that everybody throws out stacking and what you stacked because you got the running back, you got the wide receiver, and the quarterback. If they go off, they all go off. And what I think a lot of people confuse is stacking and pairing. And pairing is when you've just got a quarterback and one wide receiver. And so you went all the way in, and that's what you love to see. And you know, because you get to the playoffs, and that's almost a GPP type format. And so you've got everything stacked together there, and that's just a beautiful roster. Good job.
I appreciate that. Beautiful. I think one of the mistakes people make when it comes to stacking is just trying to jump ahead, trying to force it, right? And I didn't really force it. Those are all guys that I like. You know, maybe the best receiver, best quarterback, and I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be a lot better this season too. So I was happy to get those guys, stack or no stack.
And at RB15 too, right?
Oh yeah. I love that call out.
It's interesting that you were at the 101 and you were able to pull off that stack, because everybody that was screaming, saying, yeah, I have the best team. I see a lot of them coming from the 12 spot. And that was the spot that everybody wanted to prefer when they were going in to pick their draft spot. So you went with 101 and you pulled off a hell of a stack, man. Shout out to the AFC too. Except for the Robert Tonyan and the Calvin Ridley, which I don't hate on Calvin Ridley at all. I mean, you're loving the AFC this year. What do you think about that, Justin?
It wasn't really in my mind when I was making the picks, I'll be honest. I'm just really going for upside with a lot of these guys, and like I said, I'm still trying to think about the value. Shout out to Josh Hornsby's app. I mean, that app is just phenomenal, right? Where you can compare the ADPs, and it was kind of frustrating. In years past, I've been with some people in my leagues where, a few wild cards, maybe get some value fall to you. In this one, it's been a grind the whole way. Everybody's looking at that app. They must be, and following ADP pretty closely. So, looking for guys who I think maybe people don't realize just how good they could be this season. I love Jamar Chase, but I think T. Higgins, it's not impossible that he remains the number one receiver there, or that they throw so much, especially if Burrow, if his health isn't, as good as if he's not running as much this year, if he's not 100% to start the season, he's going to just keep throwing. And last year was just throwing at a crazy pace. I think he was on pace for like 646 passes or something like that.
He had a couple of 50-plus attempt games.
So they're going to have to continue to throw. That defense isn't going to be that much better. So even if Higgins isn't the main guy there's going to be a lot of volume to go around. Claypool, I mean, we're worried about Ben's arm, of course, but like Claypool, his makeup, the type of prospect he is, what we saw from him last year, Claypool, in his range of outcomes, is that he could be a top 12 fantasy receiver. Like, the guy scored, 4 touchdowns in 1 week? What was it? Like, the guy has that kind of upside. So
against the Eagles.
To get him where I got him, very happy there. And you're just kind of hoping, right? I could go all the way through and go, well, Robert Tonyan, tight end 12, if Aaron Rodgers says he's going to play for the Packers this year, Tonyan probably jumps up and ends up being, tight end 8, 9. So I'm getting some value there if that happens. And if not to spoil, I'm probably going to grab a couple more tight ends before it's all said and done and try to get some value guys down there. So
you hear that, the Roots? The Roots division.
I'm sure they're paying attention to that app, no doubt. So I don't think anything's going to slip by them. But really like the way the teams come by. And then, Tua Tagovailoa is a guy that, in this, to get him QB 12, that's nice. I think he's going to be a breakout guy this year. But I'll talk about, I started this international dynasty league a few weeks back. Got teams from all over the world, got 6 U.S. teams and then 6 international teams, France, Brazil. We got all kinds of countries involved there. And Tua was falling to me. It's a super flex. He was falling to me in like the 7th round.
Dynasty.
And Ray GQ, Ray Garvin already had 2 quarterbacks picking right before me.
Oh, he snagged
Ray
them?
sniped me, took his 3rd quarterback. No. It was all set up perfectly. So I'm glad I got Tua here, but I didn't get him where I really was hoping to in that dynasty league.
Shout out to it. And that's QB 20. I know you said QB 12. How about QB 20?
Sorry, QB 20.
20. Yeah. That's insane. All right. Who should we roll up someone else's roster? Maybe you could judge us a little bit.
Let's do it.
Did any of us finish?
I'm done.
I'm in the 20th round.
Bring Mike up there, then.
Daddy's home. Shout out. All right, let's see. Where are you picking from, Mike?
The 5 spot.
The 5 spot.
Yeah, I went right back to my slot from last year after embarrassing.
There's the Kelsey. Speaking of Kansas City. Here it is.
This build's pretty obvious. I did a, started out 0, wide receiver, figuring that the scoring system kind of led me towards running backs. Similar to what Justin said, Javonte Williams was just too big of a value to pick up in the 6th round, thinking kind of later. Last year was my first time in. Honestly, didn't think I was going to get back to it. So I took the approach of don't embarrass myself. In this case, I decided to swing for the fences. I went really boom or bust. And then in the second half, just tried to pick up guys that have a real shot at cracking the starting lineup rather than just worrying about bye-week flex fill-ins and, getting that 5 points. We talked about Cincinnati. I mean, getting Tyler Boyd that low, getting any piece of that offense in the 12th was a godsend. Looking at Amari Rodgers possibly being the number 2 there. Paris Campbell coming back from injury. Nico Collins. I was looking at people who had a real possibility of a high target share after passing on wide receivers fairly early. And then obviously you can see the 105 was pretty easy for me. I got my number 2 overall guy at 5. So pretty stoked about that positional advantage. But you guys tell me what you think. That was kind of the headspace I was in, at least.
I love the fact that you got Jordan Love super late and covered your Aaron Rodgers pick, because Aaron Rodgers at the 208 is value in my eyes. He went a little bit earlier in my league, and then you waited till the 19th round to pick up Jordan Love. Jordan Love went in mine, I think, at like the 14th round. So right around, I think you went right after Mac Jones. So I love the value there, and you're padding for success.
But you didn't get Blake Bortles, who would be the Packers starter.
I did not.
Waivers, first week of waivers, Mike's picking up Blake Bortles.
Yeah, my feeling is that if I'm going to win the Scott Fish Bowl, it's not going to be with Blake Bortles under center. That was kind of my theory there, was pass on the obvious. Shout out to Tom Everett Scott, who gave me the idea. We had talked about going Jordan Love late, really early on, even before we started the draft, that he would be a target as someone who, if Rodgers doesn't show up and he ends up under center, there's some upside there. But yeah, I gave Bortles a thought and kind of figured I'm in trouble if I'm starting him. So I didn't want to do my repeat last year of Nick Mullins in the starting spot. And, kind of just watching my team fade into nothingness.
Yeah. I like
the team looks great. I mean, ton of values. The only thing, I mean, if I was going to try to critique it, the only thing I would say, and you didn't know that you were going to get Jordan Love so late to kind of cover that Rodgers pick, but for me, one thing I try to do in Scott Fish Bowl, just to try to gain as much value as I can, is just go 2 quarterbacks early and then do exactly what you did. Grab one of those rookies that people might not think, is going to start right away. And so later in the season, when you need them, right, when you need them to cover bye weeks and stuff, like a Mac Jones, boom, he's there for you. I did it with Daniel Jones in his rookie season. I think that's a great way to build the team. But I mean, Ben, the way the scoring goes in this, and unless Ben just falls off the cliff, which is possible, but guys like Cousins and Roethlisberger, I don't think people realize how valuable they are in this format, in this scoring, versus, a regular league where, you're probably not going to start either of them.
Yeah, I think Big Ben finished 18th overall last season, and Mike just got him quarterback 27. So that's 18th overall with every skill position player, and he's getting them quarterback 27. So that seems like a tremendous value.
Yeah, big fan of that Mac Jones pick.
And what about...
I seen a ton, just to touch on quarterbacks real quickly. I saw a ton of stats that basically say if you're not getting one of the top 5 quarterbacks, like you talk about, those boom type players, the Mahomes, Josh Allen's, that realistically what you're looking to do is then mitigate risk, because you're talking about a cliff. So realistically, from my standpoint, it became, okay, well, Rodgers is a difference maker. And at the time I picked, the only difference maker left on the board, for obvious reasons, second to Deshaun Watson. But from there, it became, okay, how can I avoid risk? Kirk Cousins, solid floor. He did give you a -13 one game last year, but for the most part, he's putting up positive numbers. Ben Roethlisberger putting up positive numbers. And then when I looked at the rookies, Mac Jones became really a fairly obvious one in terms of not only what he does, which is accuracy, but also how I think the Patriots are going to use him, which is going to be more game manager 04 type Brady throws, which really play well in this particular scoring system. Whereas Zach Wilson had me a little bit nervous that you're running a much higher risk of negative points for a player like that, where I think Mac Jones will be as safe as a rookie quarterback can get in this format. Hopefully never have to see him in my starting lineup because my quarterback 4, but that one felt felt a little safer of a pick than some of the others. So
Nice. I want to get judged. Could my team get judged?
Let's do it.
I think I'm 21. Shout out the Little Wayne division. Troy King's in it. Shout out Troy. He was not able to join. What's my name? Where's Joe? All right. So we're talking about the value, right? That's where I want. I got to preface this with value, okay? And there it is. Look at all that red on the left side.
boom.
Oh, Edwards Hilaire full round after me. Devastating.
Right? Huh? And then Etienne, 6'11". I need something.
I like it.
This is the first time it's going public.
Well, I love Gaskin that late too.
Thank
I
you.
think people are really.
But I
sleeping
don't have
on
like a
him.
QB3. Like, sure, Drew Lock, but it's like, when will Teddy, the game manager, kind of take over if Lock is not playing well? Maybe even Teddy wins the job outright in camp.
But the thing is, like, this isn't best ball, right? Like, you would have an opportunity during the season. If you leave yourself with like one glaring weakness like that, as soon as a quarterback gets hurt and Blake
Fab.
Bortles or whoever
Fab.
we're going to go with, boom, you go grab them, you spend it all, and you try to fill that hole, right? So there are going to be opportunities if Roethlisberger, even if it's one of your starters that goes down, you can go get who's the Rams backup, Wolford, or you go get, I wouldn't really want to get Haskins or
Dobbs?
Rudolph, but like you can,
Nope.
you can do that where you can kind of find those guys on the waiver wire to fill it in. So it's not the end of the world like it would be in a best ball or something where one of your top guys goes down and Drew Lock's your third and he might not even be the starter at that point.
Yeah,
Just
that's
take
right.
Blake Bortles at the 22 pick.
Hey, I mean, we're almost wrapping
I'm
it
sure
up.
he's available.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
But how about that Tunyon, though? 12-11? I was happy about that.
Nice.
I like
that's
that.
really,
Thank
really
you.
good.
I didn't know what was going on. But how about
Yeah.
rookie receivers? How do you guys feel about rookie receivers this year? Outside of what? Devontae Smith and Chase. How about like Tony?
But, I mean,
he's going late, but he's the first round.
These are good gambles. I mean, the guys you took are good gambles, considering how stacked you are at running back. You had to punt somewhere, and wide receiver 4 and tight end for having kind of punted those positions. I love the upside. Specifically, I actually love Callaway where you got him. I think Callaway's a guy who can put up some numbers for you. So I love that pick. But yeah, I see no problem risking it with these guys. Thomas is obviously solid. Debo and Samuel, when they're healthy, are going to be fine. So I think this is the right way to play it, as opposed to hedging your bets with guys we know are only going to be wide receiver 4 or 5 type numbers. So I prefer that play.
I'll piggyback off of what Mike just said. You have 3 wide receivers there on the left side that have solid floors, especially with Michael Thomas. He's supposed to have a hell of a comeback season, depending on who the quarterback. Not really. It doesn't even matter who the quarterback is in New Orleans. He is due to come back and at least get into that wide receiver 1 category. So you getting him in the 5th round, that's solid there. And you only have to play 2 wide receivers. Am I correct with that, guys?
I think it's 3.
You have to play 3?
I think it's 3.
So you have to play 3. All right. So you got your 3 to start every week, except for bye weeks. You can fill them in with a rookie here or there, or pick somebody up off the waiver wire. There's always more wide receivers than there are any other position. And then you have solid flex options with the running back. You can play almost all those guys at one point.
I'm playing all 6 right away, immediately.
Yeah, I'm very jealous that your running back depth there, the values that you were able to get, although you would have driven me nuts if we were in the same draft because you would have been sniping me on all those guys. And so good job there. I'm sure that Troy really appreciated it being 12, being right next to you and seeing all those guys go right before
Troy's team is stacked.
Let's bring up Troy's team. Dude, it's rough being in like 2 group chats with Troy because like everyone's talking about their strategies and stuff. And like I can't, even like LQ is in mine. So I can't really.
Yep.
TK. There you go.
Sorry, man. Troy King. Shout T King. All right, let's see. So he's drafting right after me. So I had the 111. Dalvin Cook fell to me, and then I got Henry. So the 2 people with the first down bonuses, each of those 2 had over 90 first downs, while the third, what was his name? The Colts running back. Come on, who am I blanking on?
Jonathan Taylor.
He had 69. Dude, nice. But here's Troy King.
That was your favorite team. Why do you forget your running back?
Justin, I'll let you jump in here before I.
Yeah, let's trash King right here.
No, Troy's not here to defend
How bad
himself.
was this? Look at this crappy.
If you want to
team,
make fun of
dude.
a team, you can make fun of my team. I'm just saying.
We will get to that.
I
don't
think
worry.
Kittle's really interesting this year, and I'm somebody that has a ton of dynasty shares of Kittle, and I'm a little worried that I didn't trade him away in a couple opportunities I had last year. Not that I don't think that offense is going to be great, I think there is a chance that now that they have all these guys, when Kittle really was doing his damage, there wasn't a ton of other options around him, right? Guys were either hurt or they didn't really have a great receiving core. Now they're really putting together a pretty good receiving core.
Debo.
I'm not overly worried about the volume that they're going to be completely run heavy, but there is a possibility. I said this recently. There is a possibility that Kittle's kind of fallen behind Darren Waller now. And, people are kind of looking at him compared to some of the other guys even lower. I think with Kittle, he might get back out in the field and everybody might go, oh, yeah, this guy's amazing. We totally forgot this guy might be the best tight end in football, right? Like, that is a possibility that he is just so good. He continues to be the number one guy there and continues to put up big stats. And, obviously in this format, it's still probably going to be a pretty good pick, but I'd be a little bit worried having him as like the cornerstone of my team in the first round.
That's right, Troy.
Love Troy's positivity, though. I don't want to bring the negative aspect.
No, that's okay. We're all real close.
Let's go, Troy.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
I wouldn't talk this.
Other than that, Derek Carr.
Team's trash, Troy.
Yeah,
Derek Carr, another guy in this format that, maybe casual fantasy managers are going to look at and go, it's Derek Carr. Ugh. But Derek Carr in this format is pretty good. And Derek Carr, to be honest, tends to outperform where people end up ranking him. He always gets ranked in like the 20s somewhere, and he normally finishes in like the teens, I feel, most years. So
I think he was quarterback 20 overall overall 20 last year. So
he ends up, and I mean, normally I feel like he's getting ranked like 25 and above. Everybody just kind of puts him as like an afterthought. But
accuracy.
They have Waller there. Maybe Ruggs finally puts it together. I know there was that report a few days ago that Gruden's kind of heard all the critiques and that Ruggs is the one guy in the team that you can make sure he's going to get all kinds of volume in that receiving core. So we'll see if that happens. But when you go those other positions early, I know I went the opposite and, I grabbed the guys like Hill and Ridley, who I think are both, top 5 receivers, but look at the value you're getting right in those middle rounds, like Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, who's getting talked up like crazy. Like, I really love the receiving core you could put together, even though you haven't grabbed anybody for the first 5 rounds at receiver. So, and that's what's awesome about Scott Fishbowl, right? There's so many different builds that you can do. I kind of wish there were some people in my league doing some crazy builds and trying some different things, because maybe that would allow a little more value to fall to me. But what are you going to do? But yeah, no, this is another good team. I love the tight ends that he's getting late. You can end up, you can end up playing so many tight ends in this league. Yeah. And the way the scoring goes, I love Adam Troutman as a breakout. I think even though we have Zimmer coming out and saying, well, Irv Smith's role is not going to grow that much, I still think Irv Smith's going to be fine. I think all that means is that Tyler Conklin is also going to be somebody who could have some big weeks for fantasy.
Oh, thank you. I love Tyler.
But yeah, and I will say I was on John Brown a lot earlier in the offseason, and then I was reading some things recently that he might not even be in the top 3 in the starting 3. So unless we see maybe Ruggs falter or something, and then they get John Brown there. And as a Bills fan, I could say a little worried that John Brown might be past his prime here, a speedy guy, and he might be getting to that cliff a little bit. So.
Yo, wait. Okay, so Edwards or Ruggs? Who's the guy that's going to quote unquote like break out for the Raiders?
Ruggs.
Anyone?
I'm still with Ruggs.
Dang, I got Edwards. I'm the anomaly. I'm still stuck on that like 17.8 breakout age. Or whatever.
Or is it all the photos? He just looks ripped in all the pictures.
Dude,
Are you buying into that?
Athlete, dude. It's specimen for sure. All right. Oh, wait, we got someone from the chat. Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Before we leave Troy, I think what we were talking about earlier with the team that has a chance to make the playoffs, but I don't see Scott Fishbowl winning upside potential. This is the type of build that I'm talking about. Like, this is a good enough team, but I don't know who's going to be the guy who's going to explode. Like, it looks like a very safe build, a very solid build.
You hear that, Troy?
But I don't see, and maybe you guys seeing different than me, I don't see like rocket ship potential out of this roster. I see very solid. I see someone who I think will be playing week 14, just not necessarily week 16 and 17.
Yes, you hear that, Troy?
Very balanced lineup, in my opinion. And you get your grading. Sometimes they'll grade him in a certain manner. It's very balanced. He has good quarterback play. He's got George Kittle there, and I'll feed off of what Justin said about Kittle. I took Kittle last year in the first round of Scott Fishbowl, and it really bit me in my rear. And I will never do such. I passed on
you can't count
Waller this year because of that.
Wow.
Because you put so much emphasis on that tight end position, and yes, the plus scoring helps. But if that player isn't producing for one reason or another, it will sink your ship faster than Justin's draft. Which is not that fast, but I guess. Yeah,
yeah it's not.
There we go. Okay.
Faster than Mike's draft.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so to bring up Larry, let's.
We got it, dude. Shout out the chat. We got Dynasty Hot Sauce Pod. Chef, this your boy?
Yeah, I know Larry Monkey.
I was just on with Larry, man. He's awesome. Love
He's
that
a
guy.
Jets fan, so let's see how many Jets he has.
Oh no! Oh
Uh-oh.
no!
Larry
It's all
Monkey. All right.
Jets.
Everybody's my friend. You know that.
Have
Friends
at
with
it,
everybody.
everyone. So he's saying,
All right.
don't. Oh, it's finished.
How
I
many
like it.
Jets does he
Oh,
have?
Curtis Samuel at 12.
One.
That's nice.
Wow.
2. Keelan
Oh,
Cole.
damn.
Elijah Moore,
I-
kind of early, huh?
I like
A little
this
early,
stuff.
but
Keelan
I hate
Cole,
it.
you know, we cuffing wide receivers these days or what?
I like this, man. I like this.
I like the
stuff.
Trey
DJ
Lance in
Moore?
the 8th
Yeah,
round.
Trey Lance
Wow.
at 25. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Ronald
Yeah, you
Jones.
want to take down the comments so people can see our,
Oh,
excited
my bad, bro.
faces?
I'm covered
Or
up, Mike
Justin's
and
like
Justin. My bad,
completely
Justin. You're only,
It's all right. I'm just
He's
hiding out.
only our
I'm hiding out.
guest.
yeah, my
You
bad. My bad. Let's see.
man,
I like the first half, but man, that second half,
It looks a little sporadic.
I wish I saw more boldness. The first half is bold.
Curtis
and I like
Samuel,
it.
though.
I
Come
love.
on.
Oh, Curtis Samuel's a steal.
At 12. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Austin Hooper, Cole Beasley, Sammy
Retired
What
Cole
was on?
Beasley. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
Oh, hey.
That little stretch from
Zing.
14 on. I wish I saw some home run swings. Like
I mean,
that.
you know,
Samuel, wide receiver 50. Wow, I
That's
just
amazing.
saw that one.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
the
Wide
best
receiver
pick by
In the
far.
last 3 years, I know he switched teams and stuff, but there's already talk. All the beat writers are saying he's going to get over 100 targets. They're going to use him like they did in the past. They're going to use him. They're going to get him involved in the backfield a little bit with some carries there. But over the last 3 years, aside from when he had like just really atrocious quarterback play a couple times at the end of seasons, he was basically a top 30 wide receiver over the last 3 years. Last year, I think it was wide receiver 24. In the 2 years prior, the year that Cam Newton hurt his arm and he was out at the end of the season, he was a top 30 receiver before, I think, week 14 that year. And it's just crazy to me that people are kind of devaluing this guy. He's still so young. I think he could be a top 30 receiver. To see him at wide receiver 50 is unbelievable.
Did he even switch teams if his old coach picked him up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, the thing is, everyone complaining about, well, this coaching staff, they had him 2 years ago. They didn't use him properly. No, he was getting open. Just Kyle Allen and those guys couldn't find him. Fitzpatrick is going to find him.
Enough
They're going to
with the
connect
logic.
deep. Man, I'm really excited about him this year. I got him on a ton of teams.
So just to not pump up Larry too much. what were you thinking at 11:05, Larry? That you went Elijah Moore over?
I was
True.
thinking the same thing, Mike.
Yeah.
My
Baby.
goodness!
He passed on
congratulations
Curtis
that.
Samuel to get Elijah Moore.
that's true.
Honestly, you don't need a homer pick.
I mean, in fairness,
I see you,
I,
Jeff.
as a Patriots fan, I will say that we got lucky passing on Tom Brady so many times, so I don't give us credit for that. Sometimes luck works, but in this case, dang man, you should have taken him at 11:05.
It worked out. I mean, just flip
It
flop it
worked.
then. You know, if you flip
Congratulations.
flop it, does it make it better? I don't know.
I'm just simply asking what was going on in
Larry,
up
let
in
us
the dome
know.
here. Let us know in
Larry.
the comments.
Larry, I like your build, Larry.
Was
For
it
sure.
have to get a jet? But this is a nice team though. I like.
I mean, he got
it.
Rodrigo. He's got the best kicker.
I
And the
feel
other
like
thing, too,
all
is-
4 of those receivers from 16 to 19 are all going to end up on the waiver wire pretty quickly at the beginning of the
Yeah.
season.
Especially
That's
Sam.
the tough
Wait,
one, yeah.
besides week 1 for Sammy. He gets week 1.
He does get
Right,
this one.
He
right.
gets week 1. And then
that's
that's
a
it.
week 1 pick.
Week 1, week 17, or 18.
There you go.
You wanted,
Yeah,
you wanted
well,
this guy. Hey, get your guy, man.
Yeah,
I love
get your
that.
guy.
I
Get
love
your
that.
guy.
Get your guy.
Okay.
So what I will say is T.J. Hawkinson might be in this format one of the most underrated players. I think what did he come out at? Would have been like wide receiver 15 last year
Yeah, I think so.
with what was a disappointing year for him. Now he's competing with literally nobody. Love Hawkinson.
Right.
4th
But
round.
like,
I love that.
how did his situation change? You know, he got out targeted by, the wide receiver 1 for the Lions in 11 out of 16 games.
Mhm.
What's different? 5 games with Galladay, 11 games with Jones as the wide receiver 1. What's different?
Yeah,
Gone.
I mean Matthew Stafford.
Quarterback.
Besides the downgrade at quarterback,
Kinda got-
what's different?
Yeah. Downgrade a quarterback, but also a different style of
Goff's
quarterback
fine.
too,
Goff is
right?
fine.
I mean, Stafford has never carried a tight end, so
When I
we
think
do
for
have
tight
that.
ends, like you're looking for that volume, and often I always say when you're looking at like the deeper tight ends, try to find the guy that like is the de facto number 2 receiver on the team. Hawkinson's probably the de facto number 1 receiver on that
yeah.
team, right? Like there is a chance that on volume, and we know he has the talent. Before a guy like Kyle Pitts came along, Hawkinson was one of the best, tight end prospects, one of the most pro-ready prospects. So him coming out, now he's going to get that volume to go with it. I think there's a chance that he could potentially sneak into that elite group. Maybe he becomes like the next George Kittle and starts to get up there with those guys.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's go. I'm a Hawkinson fan.
But I hate Jared Goff, and the whole offense is going to fall apart because Goff's terrible.
Goff's terrible.
His year the whole time, so none of that matters.
It's all going to be DeAndre Swift.
He can throw it to the tight end, though. He can throw it to the tight end.
Nobody else.
We've seen that with Higbee and
Amon St. Brown and Hawkinson. Yeah, a lot of short
St.
stuff.
Brown and Hawkinson. That's who I'm banking on.
Swift. Hey, don't forget Swift, my man.
Yeah, you got
Jamal Williams a little bit.
And Jamal Williams.
No.
Shout out. Well, with that guy.
Stay on target.
Sean Perryman, deep sleeper.
All right, with that, guys. With that, guys, sorry, Jeff, Nate, and Chef. We just don't have time. But what we do have time for here is to get to the Quiplash game. So everyone with their phones, if you go to jackbox.tv and put in code XRRV, you'll be able to join. And I think I need to do this too. So jackbox.tv, we're playing Quiplash. It's a game, a battle of the wits. We all answer a question, and two of us get matched up. We all vote for the funniest answers or whatever it may be. People in the audience, you can join the game. We have 3 in, so if you would just allow all 6 of us to get in first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more, we'll have room for 2. Not only that, you can also join the audience where you can play along and vote with us as well. But for now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 6? 3, 6. Okay, cool. We'll give it a couple minutes. Again, jackbox.tv, code XRRV. We have 2 spots open. If anyone wants to play with us, we'll give it, 30 seconds or so?
Yeah. Can I just bring up the fact that not once has Troy King come on this show, yet Jeff, Nate, and myself, we get skipped on the Scott Fishbowl. Like, what is that?
I'm going to pull up your team while we're waiting.
We're playing time, bro. I mean,
I'd like to get roasted at least once. I mean, we put in the work for this show, and we just get passed by.
You guys told me to bring up Troy's team. No, that's on you.
That was all
you told me.
You wanted to do it because he's in your division.
Just to trash them. Come on.
Yeah, when they come up, we're going all
clout chasing and throwing out Troy's name. Come on, Corey.
All right, I don't know. Who can hit?
Putting it on the show sheet next week. Roast Chef, Nate, and Jeff's Scott Fishbowl team.
There we go. We could.
I'm literally going to write notes on the show sheet on how bad your team sucks, just to be ready.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to do.
That's all I want.
You would be surprised, Mike. You would be surprised.
Who can hit start on the game? Because I can't.
I don't know.
Mine says sit back and
relax.
Relax.
Nobody. I can hit start.
Yeah, hit start. Look, I don't know why Jackbox gives it to randomly. Like anyone can hit start.
All right, what am I doing?
Weird. Oh, so you'll get popped up with a question. You just gotta answer. I mean, I feel like we're all gonna know Mike's answers. It's gonna be wild. I think Dave Kluge has the best answer ever. I don't want to repeat it. If you want to go review
we're a little bit more popular now, Corey.
Just a
round one.
I feel like I'm at a big disadvantage because you guys all know each other. But all right.
I've never played this game, so at least we have that going.
All right, and I got to the chat. If anyone wants to join, jackbox.tv, put in code XRRV. You can find that in the top right corner.
All right.
If anyone doesn't know, it's a battle of wits. We all answer a question. 2 people get put up against each other, and we all vote for the best answer. Oh. And then this is where the awkward silence happens because we all need to answer 2 questions. So pardon us as we do this. Oh.
Can't do it.
Do we make it fantasy related?
Not all of them, right?
No, dude, just go all out for it. Get the laugh.
I'm already in.
Oh, this is a good one.
And now we wait.
How much time's left? I'm in.
45 seconds.
That's 4 of us. 2 more. We're listening for Justin. Okay.
I did not
out here.
I did not account for the sun starting to go down here, and it's coming right in my window.
What time is it over there?
We're on Central Time here.
Central, so it's 6:39.
I hate time zones. Can we not talk about them? I just find them to be.
What's your time?
You look a little red there.
Oh,
get a lot of sun down in Mexico.
You better believe it, man. That's what I'm here for.
All right, so now what do I do?
No, he stayed inside all day.
Yeah,
All right,
I
here
did
we
have
go.
food poisoning for 2 days. So
That's rough. A double rainbow doesn't have gold at the end of it. Instead, it has.
Oh man,
I feel like that's Mike.
that's got to be Justin, right?
That's Justin. He knows about Lisa. Shout out Lisa Ann, just following
Shout out
Dave
Lisa
Kluge and Steph.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, it was Jeff. Oh, a lonely you.
See, there you go. The
Is that
inside
Kyle
jokes.
Pitts? Is that Kyle Pitts, Boone?
All right, guys. For
Yeah,
the
you're
rest
right.
of these answers, we have to keep
Oh.
out of the Chaos League
Dang.
draft chat. I mean,
That's
that's
only
fair to
fair.
Justin.
I don't care. It's all right.
That's a good answer. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Nice. Worst things to juggle. Literally, it makes sense. But like right now for the show, I only ate like 3 out of like the 10 wings I had.
I had 3 stolen by my girlfriend
I
while
went
we were
wings.
talking. This isn't right.
Wow. Oh,
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, a tie.
a tie. What does that mean in
I
Quiplash?
don't know. You
It's
each
a good
get
game.
500 each.
Points.
The 6,000. That's a 77th layer of hell is reserved for.
That's great.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
Oh.
Amazing.
Let's go, Mike.
That's the
Yeah.
highlight of the show right there.
Clip it. What time is it? 40 minutes in. I got to clip that. Let's go. The name of the website that probably gave your virus, lemonparty.org or delete browser history.
What's lemonparty.org?
I don't know, but it sounds fruity.
It does sound insane.
like
I went
fun.
with it. I went with Lemon Party. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't recommend going to that site. It is a real site, but
Is
it's
it? I'm gonna honestly. I might need to go
it's
to
one
it.
of those sites where like when someone asks something and you go, oh yeah, just check out lemonparty.org, and then they go there and be absolutely horrified by what they saw.
Well,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not saying to do it, but maybe you should do it.
Don't do it. Do not
Oh.
try that at home.
That's a good lemonparty.org.
Boys in the Hood.
Bill Belichick or Boys in the Hood. An odd casting choice for Clint
I'm
Eastwood.
gonna stay on brand here.
I went with Billy. Oh. Two
I
for
literally
two.
didn't even read the question right, so I thought it was in a movie, not a person.
For sure. Oh. I'm still riding off
There's a
that.
lot of answers for this.
Something. Oh.
jeez.
Well,
Thinking along the same lines again there.
prostitutes are blow up doll from the Craigslist. I mean, like, shout out. Anyone? Ty. Thank you. Hey.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you,
That's
Justin.
solid.
I appreciate you guys.
Well, I mean, at least you know what you're getting with a prostitute. I mean, who knows what's been done to that blow-up doll?
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Well,
both
they
used.
should have
right?
been
I
clean.
another way,
Used.
actually, Nate, on that one. I mean,
Don't buy used products on Craigslist.
I mean, that
No,
fits for
damn.
either, right?
Look, you
Like,
guys dominating up there.
who's up? I missed it, to be honest. All right, so
Jeff
now
was
round
winning
2.
big.
Point values are doubled. Okay, no inside jokes.
But no inside jokes.
No
Do
inside
whatever you
joke.
want. Come on.
I don't know this. This is, I don't know. Guys, I don't have a good one for this. This is whoever goes up against me, you get a lucky, like, free win. Because I don't even know this. Oh, no. I can't even make something up for this answer. Chef's the first one down. Wow, that's so sad that I
It's
did that.
pretty crazy. I love this game. This game's fun.
So, okay, I got 40 seconds here. This is a fun game. I wish Cooter was here, man. Cooter, again, in-laws, birthday, so she's out there. They had to drive, so she wasn't able to make it.
Shout out
My answers
Cooter.
are horrible.
And you know what?
I
Just
miss
going
Cooter.
back, I'm going back and looking
Shut
at
up,
the
Cooter.
show sheet, and it says this week a quick recap on some of our SFB rosters as we have now gotten
But not
deeper
yours.
into filling them. But well, maybe not Jeff is actually in bold print on the show sheet.
Oh, you made the show sheet.
I wrote the show sheet.
I didn't read the show sheet, so
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't either.
Jeff,
I didn't even know
if
that.
you would have read the
Get
show
back in
sheet,
chat
Jeff.
again, but I couldn't find it, so it is what it is.
You know, I went back and I did all that hard work.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I honestly, I didn't look at it once, so.
Shout out ODB.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Nice. I'm okay. Oh, Justin. I want Justin's. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I appreciate
I like
Holy
you.
hell hot, Jeff.
Before.
Chef,
Holy hell
I
hot.
appreciate you, Chef.
Right after you threw me under the bus, I still gave you
But you didn't know it was me.
Or-
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, yo, those are two good ones.
They are.
Shout out Steph.
Shout out Steffi.
She doesn't like
Ooh, it's a
Steffi.
tie.
Another tie. A lot of ties.
Yeah.
Steph,
I
I,
like
need that.
Maddie.
I
Mike.
haven't called her that in months.
That was a good one, Mike. Have you? Oh, that's too personal. I reject the title for Moby Dick.
Shit biscuit.
I guess that one won.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Yeah, definitely.
See, that's the one I said. Like, whoever goes up against me, you get a free win. So you're welcome, Nate.
Thanks, Corey. I appreciate
You're
it. You're very generous.
That's what friends are for. What's next? The best way to tell if someone is dead. Those are both good. Oh,
I would have just said ask him.
ask them. Oh, I went with Titty Twister. Oh,
Finally
So did
done
everybody
one.
else.
Clean sweep.
Definitely more effective.
I really wanted to do that one, but Tits was just sounded funny.
Not easy to add that into an answer game. So
Oh, the
Oh,
best way to survive a bear: start Andy Dalton or dancing sensually. Oh, I see that. That's like a play on bear. That's like a double
Yeah, that's a good-
entendre.
That's
Like
probably
that
Jeff.
one.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely Jeff.
Yeah, I
dude.
know Jeff.
Jeff's so witty.
All the time.
I went with dancing
That's
sensually.
Jeff all the time.
You gotta seduce that bear. Something you don't expect to see when you spy on your neighbors. Oh,
Girthy neck.
a girthy neck or fantasy rankings. Well, Jeff. Oh, let's go.
I only got one vote.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
I love you, Jeff.
Jeff. Thank you, Justin.
Stay
I
out of the
appreciate
stay out of the
that.
chat, Jeff. Stay out of the
Yeah.
chat.
These are public things.
That was
that
public.
are out
That
of
was
the
public.
timeline.
Pretty
That was very
girthy.
public.
Shout out the girth.
what do we got here?
Man,
Oh,
Man.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of movement.
Oh, daddy.
don't we have one more
moving on.
round?
Big tie at the
Right
top.
Final round
Three.
3.
final round.
The last
I gotta-
last.
I got to bounce after this round and put my kid to bed.
Oh, all right. Well, you're
I
erased from the
know.
comedian draft, man.
That's
It's
fine.
6:30. It's 6:30 by you, dude.
Dude, he didn't take a nap today.
Oh,
so...
true. Me either.
Me either.
Me either. Shout out. What are you guys gonna do tonight, Nate? You and Jen.
We will probably sit out on our balcony and watch the sunset over the ocean, and then drink too much
Tequila?
tequila and
Tequila.
and go to sleep.
And just
Tequila
pass
and
out.
Corona, baby.
Pass out.
Not pass
wherever.
out. We will go. No, we go to sleep in our bed. We're parents. We're responsible, Corey. Come on.
True. My bad. That's it. Oh, it was one answer. That's right.
That's all we got.
I forgot. That's a
I didn't know how to
bummer.
play this game.
I didn't spell right.
Well, then we know who yours. A fun thing to do with a bowl of pudding. Dump it on a. Yeah, is that you with that one?
No.
Put your hand in it.
Put my
I
hand.
like that
I
one.
wrote put my hand in it.
Boom. Oh, so you're telling us yours? Well,
That's
now I'm not
just-
gonna. Now I'm not gonna
yeah.
pick that one because I know that's you, man. I'm sorry. All right, a fun thing to do with the bowl of pudding. This is for the win versus what is it? Who's tied at the top? Is it Nate and Chef?
I think it's
Me and-
No,
Me
I'm
and
in
Mike.
5th place.
Mike.
I never win any of
I'm
these.
sorry, Mike. Oh,
Yeah, no, I didn't expect me to be in first place either. I don't blame you.
Me either.
but here we
Look
are.
at us, Mike. Look at us.
I went with belly flop. I like that one.
Flop was good.
Yeah. You guys ever done a belly flop contest?
No.
Not a
Yeah.
contest, but
Just for
I don't know if I
funsies?
should tell this story. I've never
Uh-oh.
told the story before on a podcast. One time when I was younger with my friends, we had some tequila shots in the morning, and I have like an iron stomach, but I hadn't had breakfast or anything, and I threw up, and I was so angry with myself. I came back into the party, did another tequila shot, walked up, and just started doing belly flops as like a show
Let's
of
go.
like, no, look at me, I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
And so it ended up being like I was in the double digits for the belly flops.
That's
And,
awesome.
it was just stupid, but
That's
you know,
awesome.
it
Belly
was like
flop.
like a show just to prove to everybody I was fine.
Mike's
Mike!
the winner.
Mike is
There you
Yeah,
go.
buddy.
Big win.
I thought you said you never played.
I didn't. I was just typing into my phone like you told me to.
Shout out, Mike. All right, Quiplash there. Look at that
Go
lemon party.
shout out lemonparty.org.
Lemonparty.org, everyone.
Everyone go to check it
Definitely
out
not
now.
a shout out.
They'll have the LimeWire disease
No.
on their phone now.
I hope, and this is going to show my age, but that was around a long time ago when we used to do that joke. So hopefully that site's been shut down since, and no one's going there.
Oh, no. Okay. Lemonparty.org. Nate,
Gentlemen, it's been
It
a
was a-
pleasure.
it was a
Justin,
pleasure.
it was a pleasure to chop it up with you, man.
Yeah, I hope we can do it
thanks-
again. Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too, man. Guys, I'll be back in town on Saturday and back to my normal schedule on Saturday as well. Adios, gentlemen.
Later, buddy.
adios.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, Nate. All right, guys, how are we feeling? Do we do another one? Do we hop into the comedian draft? How's everyone thinking?
I think
Let's
it's
hop
time
into
for
the,
comedian
it's
draft.
top for
Yeah,
the
let's do a
draft.
comedian draft.
Comedian draft.
Do
Okay,
it.
I got
Damn it. I have nobody written down.
Yeah, me
Oh,
either.
I didn't either. I didn't prep for this.
But like, yeah, it's comedians. So just he said active comedians too. So it's not.
Okay.
It's current comedians.
Just
Okay.
current, no dead ones.
Current comedians.
Yeah,
That's
I ended
correct.
up on the turn, huh?
I gave that. Yeah, randomly
Well, we
again.
can take Jeff out.
What?
You got to take Jeff. I'm sorry.
Jeff, it was nice playing with you, man. If you could please leave the
you-
show.
Do you have
It's
pre-ranked
been
on
fun.
Cooter?
Jeff always wins these, man. I don't get it. Man.
Cooter
Damn.
Cooter sent in her top answers to me, so
No
hopefully
B review. No,
Cooter was just really
Jeff
wanted to
draft.
snipe Justin, but I gave
Yeah, I
Justin,
thought she was getting the pick over me here.
I did, but I figured on the turn. I figured it was nice. You know, you get the tip of the nod here
Okay.
because it was your idea here with the Buffalo wing or the wing, sorry, and then the comedian draft. So with the 1.01 of the best favorite comedian, what are we thinking, Justin?
I'm going with, in my mind, the absolute GOAT right now. I don't even think it's close. It's Dave Chappelle.
Oh, you just sniped Cooter.
That was my pick too.
Dave Chappelle. Shout out Dave Chappelle. How'd everyone was everyone watching his show before he just dipped?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
How'd everyone
Watch
think of
everything he
that?
does.
Because I wasn't watching that at the time, and then it was just like a big deal. He dipped out on millions of dollars. The Chappelle show.
How'd everybody think about him leaving or about the show itself?
Both. How about that?
Oh, I mean, the show is fantastic. You can fall down a YouTube rabbit hole watching clips of that show still at this point.
Yes.
And
It's
then
on
him
Netflix?
leaving, I was like stunned by it, but it didn't really affect me too much.
Oh,
Yeah, just go to the next show.
So and with Cooter, she messaged me her like big board. Her
We already know
queue.
who she's taken. Come on now.
Who do you got? She had Dave Chappelle as the first one. So Justin, you sniped Cooter. You
Glad
did
that I
what you
sniped
wanted
her.
to do.
Okay.
She's going Bo Burnham here.
That's not right. She's going Andrew Schultz. Shout out to Andrew Schultz, New York-based comedian.
Wow. I thought she was going Burnham.
Yeah, and me and her, yeah, of course. So Andrew Schultz. I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a comedian as good at crowd work as he is. I think like he can get up there and just do like a whole
Dude.
show just doing crowd work. It's pretty impressive.
He did. Shout out his crowd work show, 30 minutes there on
Yeah.
YouTube. Andrew Schultz. So I'm very happy that my favorite has dropped this far. Someone who actually wrote on the Chappelle show. I've seen him live, and I'm going Bill Burr.
Damn it.
I like it. I like that.
Bill Burr. I mean, shout out to F is for Family. Shout out the Monday Morning Podcast. Shout out the Thursday just before Monday Morning Podcast. Bill Burr.
All right. Well, I'm going
Jeff?
to go with my favorite here then, and I'm going to go with Kevin Hart.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice
Love
one.
Kevin Hart. I love the last Netflix special that he did inside his house during
Yep.
the pandemic. It was hilarious with the pizza. So shout out Kevin Hart.
Wow, Kevin Hart. That's a good one. This is good. I like this one. This is my favorite so far.
I'll go with Bo here. I'll take Bo.
Oh,
here.
no.
Damn. I
No,
got
he's on the
sniped.
board.
Man, I love the way this board's falling right now.
Oh, no. Mike gets back-to-back picks here. Bo Burnham. That's
Man.
insane that Bo Burnham is getting top action here in
I'm
active
sad.
comedians.
I don't know that many comedians.
That,
Sure.
I'm
Mike.
tilting right now. Like I am
The tilt is
tilting.
real. Shout out.
I really am like upset right now. I'm angry. I'm flustered.
Mm.
And I mean, part of the big problem is that, to be quite honest, I'm old, and that throws things off quite a bit, right? Because really, the comedians now don't compare to who I would roll out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back to one of my older guys. He's been slipping a
Active?
bit, But since I saw him, I'm still going to roll Chris Rock here. I still think you got to go with the legend.
He's on my list.
I think realistically, when you look at the legends of comedy and who we're going with, I'm going to go back-to-back legends. I'm going to treat this like redraft. Let you guys treat it like dynasty. So I'm going to couple Chris Rock with literally the greatest stand-up show of all time.
Oh, come on.
Give me Eddie Murphy.
Damn it.
Delirious
Is he
and raw.
active?
He is active. He just came out again.
He did? Okay.
I will say this. I wasn't sure if Eddie Murphy would still have it, but if you saw him host Saturday Night Live, he was unbelievable. He is still as funny as ever. So, yeah, I think that counts for sure.
And especially at the 1.01, it's hard to not take Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah. No, Dave Chappelle, you have to. But, you know, when you get this.
That's a good turn.
Get to this point, yeah, you want to get the legends, and that's what I'm going with. You know, give me guys that I know and I love.
That's a good turn.
Eddie Murphy's a sneaky one. I forgot that. Yeah, he's a good one.
Do we need to pick people that are alive?
Yes, active.
Yeah, active.
Active. Okay. I'll go with a guy that I can relate to really well. He's got, kids, and he makes fun of his body a lot, and that's Jim Gaffigan.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, and that helps me out because then my guy falls to me, and I can relate to this guy because I didn't get on the field in football. I sat on the sideline passing out water, and I'll go with Adam Sandler.
Oh wow! I feel like that's got to be a first rounder.
Yeah, I can't believe he came back to me.
This is my worst draft ever.
I didn't do too much research. Here I am. Okay,
this is your thing, Corey.
Yeah, apparently not, huh? But I did get Bill Burr 1.03. So now we're at what? 2.1, 2, 3, 4. 2.4. Okay. There's a lot of good comedians here I have available. I'm thinking about in my mind. I know Cooters. I'm not going to snipe her just because. Okay. I think
we
I'm
wouldn't know if you did it anyway.
That's true. But I'm not. I'm going to go with the machine himself. I'm going to go with Bert Kreischer.
It's a good one.
Thank you, Justin. I think you would appreciate that. Oh,
yeah, it's a good one. I don't know if you watched it. It's a show on Netflix where he has like other people come do stuff with him. The Cabin.
Cabin.
I didn't find that as funny.
It was interesting for sure.
That were pretty rough, but
it was interesting for sure. A lot of the guests he had on, but probably Netflix controlled it a little bit. But hey, did you know that they're coming out with a movie for the machine?
Editing.
No, that's amazing though.
They're filming a movie. He's been like posting it. It's just like, I don't know, whatever his Instagram or anything. Okay. So again, Cooter, she had Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, Bo Burnham. So her next up, according to her big board that she sent me, is a comedian named Mark Maron. Marone?
Yeah, Mark
Maron.
Mark Maron. I have no idea who that is.
Oh yeah, he's old school. He's been around. Mark Maron's got like one of the most famous podcasts out there. You serious?
I am serious.
It was like him and Rogan started podcasting.
Sorry, man. I don't know.
Did you watch Glow? He was in Glow.
No, I know Glee, but not Glow.
Yeah. Very different shows.
Yeah, close.
Different shows.
Yeah, I don't know Glow. I got Glow sticks.
All right,
I don't know Glow.
This is unbelievable.
Do they still make glow sticks?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah,
they got
for Halloween,
stuff,
right?
EDM, Halloween.
Halloween.
But apparently, it's unbelievable.
Justin's thunder.
I just think after the pandemic, there was no more raves going on with glow sticks.
Justin's gonna bounce because you're talking about glow sticks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's out there
trying
to add some glow sticks to just crack and like pull in here.
Apparently, we gotta celebrate because it's unbelievable. What's going on, Justin?
He's all ready to go.
I'm gonna get my top 3. I can't believe that this is gonna fall this way. There's a ton of great comics out there. Because it's going the way that it's going. I'm going to say my third, the guy who I was going to go with third, because I know that I can get both of them. I'll say him second.
ADP,
pushing them up in the ranks.
With the ADP.
Feel good about themselves.
Norm Macdonald.
Oh.
I know, he's made some mistakes. He said some wrong things here and there over time, but some of his stand-up specials, like the one on Netflix with about Hitler's dog and stuff, is just out of this world. I've seen him live, and just a fantastic live show too. He went like an hour and a half over his time. The show was going so long that eventually he just told the crowd, he goes, I finished like an hour ago if anybody needs to leave. He was taking phone calls from people. He was riffing on anything anybody in the crowd shouted out. It was great. It was so good.
Wow.
That's
a good one.
So Norm Macdonald, and then Nate Bargatze is somebody yes. In the last couple of years, I had a friend maybe 3-4 years ago point him out to me, and just that smooth delivery that, It's very happy to get him in the third round.
I feel like he just can't bomb. Like he's just so relatable. Like if he's having a bad set, no one would know he's having a bad set. Wow, that's who I wanted to hear.
I saw him on a show not that long ago. I don't remember what show it was, and he was talking. I thought it was really interesting. They were talking about like comedy, and he was talking about how when you go up behind someone else, depending on their energy, you have to decide whether you're going to burn one of your best jokes off the start or not. And I thought that was like, I didn't know like the science behind stand-up comedy. And so you don't want to have to use your really good jokes at the start. You want to be able to hold them. But if the crowd's not on your side, you got it. It was very interesting to hear him talk about that. If anybody can find that on YouTube.
And you said that was a interview podcast?
It was on a show. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I just saw like a YouTube thing pop up. I don't remember what show it was.
Dude, I actually watched both of his stand-ups on Netflix last night because I was up till 2 a.m. for no reason.
Doing research for this draft, obviously.
I guess, if we want to say that, yeah, that's for sure. I was actually just making memes. So back to Cooter. Okay, so she had Dave
real quick, before we go back to Cooter, Norm Macdonald highlights really what was my biggest concern about tonight, which was I'm not sure who's been partially canceled, who's been fully canceled, who's completely off limits. There's been so much churn at the top of the comedy game, say in the past 5 years, that I'm kind of like, okay, who's within the limits? And I think Norm Macdonald's a perfect example of a guy who,
like Louis C.K. is the Deshaun Watson of this draft, right? Like you just can't really go near him.
Can't touch him. Yeah, absolutely off limits.
Okay, I'm not taking him next. My bad. All right, so Cooter. Okay, so she had Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, Bo Burnham, Mark Maron, Bill Burr, and she has the next person available in the Whiskey Ginger himself, Andrew Santino. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Little Dicky. Andrew Santino. No one's reacting to that. Everyone's like, who is this guy?
No, yeah. He's the redhead, right? He's all right.
Andrew Santino. His podcast is called The Whiskey Ginger. So I wasn't just saying that just because he's a redhead. Whiskey Ginger. He's on Dave, Little Dicky's show.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he's the best friend.
The manager?
Yes. Have you watched season 2 yet?
A little bit.
Is Little Dicky considered a comedian? I'm on the clock. I'm not asking.
No, not really. No, he's a musician, actor.
But he's a stand-up comedian at heart. Okay,
real quick, is Dave worth it? I've never, because this was one of the other reasons
Dave's
that I love this idea, because
Dave
I was hoping to hear about some comics maybe I hadn't heard of before. Or
Dave is great.
Dave is really good.
Okay. On Hulu. Yeah. If you haven't watched the first season, it was great. He's on the second season currently.
Second season's a little slow.
Is it? I haven't watched it yet.
A little slow start, but yeah, the first season was great.
And Justin, if you like hip hop, he's got a lot of hip hop.
I've gone down like the YouTube rabbit hole with his songs, but I never watched the show.
What's your favorite song by Lil Dicky? Off top, if you can.
Is it Save That Money? Is that what it's called?
Save That Money. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
shout out.
Great video idea. Like that's fantastic.
So he did get into the music industry to hopefully become a stand-up comedian. That was his way, but then he found out that he can make music. But regardless, we're not talking about music. We're talking about stand-up comedians. And here I am at the 3.03. Someone maybe you guys may not know about, but I'm happy to get him here. He's one of my favorites. Oh, no. Now I'm thinking about someone else. Dude, can we go 4 rounds?
Sure.
No.
If now you have
no. And do not take Bill Cosby.
No, he is totally off limits.
Yeah, okay. Bill Cosby's like totally the Ray Carruth of the draft.
Aaron Hernandez, Ray Carruth, untouchable.
All right, 1 or 2. God, no, this is tough. Okay, I am going to go Chris DiStefano.
Wow.
Okay. The crowd was wild. I have
that
no
might
idea.
be the first one that I don't know.
No idea.
I wanted someone else, but he's one of my favorites. I'll send you some stuff.
All right.
All right, so I'm staring at 2 guys here. Both of them fell back to me. I don't know how, but being Italian from Jersey, growing up, born in New York, I am going to go with Sebastian Maniscalco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, he is by far one of the funniest Italians I've ever met in my life. Maniscalco. Maniscalco. All right, spell my name right. Maniscalco.
What did you try to write there?
Man, I said man of what?
Man of what? Man of who?
I'm sorry, I can't spell that. My bad.
Maniscalco.
with that, like, the Maniscalco.
Yeah, with you gotta put the little emoji on it too.
Emoji. I love that emoji. Okay, Jeff.
So
Bo Burnham, Jim
my
Gaffigan.
guy, I'm gonna round out the bearded trio and go with a guy that I saw in college. And one of my roommates actually, he was at a party and he passed out, woke up, and this guy was on the couch smoking weed, and it's Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
So,
Very nice.
that ages me, and I don't care, but it was a fun time. And
between the
spelled Galifianakis right. You can't spell Maniscalco right. What is that? What is that?
Is it Maniscalco?
I'm
do you say it?
On your chops.
How do you say it, Chef?
Maniscalco.
How do you say it? I love it. Let me try to spell it.
Maniscalco. There you go.
How do you spell it?
There we go.
Hey,
Let's
there you
go.
go.
There it is.
That's Sebastian. All right, and Mike, to round off this draft,
Man,
Mr. Relevant.
I'm obviously just hanging out in the Saturday Night Live crew. And this guy followed me. Most recently, he made the Jake Paul fight actually watchable for about 5 minutes because his pregame show, if you haven't seen it, was fucking hilarious. And he's living a life that most of us can only dream of. So go ahead and put Pete Davidson down for me.
Yep, that's a good one.
That man is living the dream. But yeah, what he did with Jake Paul was absolutely hilarious. Tore him to shreds on his own boxing show. It was spectacular, and it shows just kind of what he's capable of. I will admit he's highs and lows. He definitely has his ups, his times when I'm like in stitches. There's times when the shows go lull. So maybe not the most steady of the comedians, but definitely his highs are up there with anybody.
Speaking of steadies, though, like he dated Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't they engaged even?
Yeah, I believe so for at least 2 weeks.
And then followed it up with
2
Kate
weeks.
Beckinsale.
Woo.
Yep.
Wow,
Shout out
that's
Pete.
amazing.
Shout out
Yeah.
Pete.
And he
He's
looks like
living the life.
yeah, I'm not going to say what he looks like, but hey, he's not too attractive.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he's doing better than most.
He's got
Yeah,
something
right.
though. He's got something that we don't. That's for sure.
All right. Is there any notable mentions? So someone that I thought of at the last was Theo Von.
Theo Vaughn.
Jerry
Hannibal-
Seinfeld.
Hannibal
Seinfeld.
Buress.
Oh,
Anthony
it's Jerry
Jeselnik.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, we have
Sarah Silverman. There's
Taylor
so many.
Tom. Yeah,
Could have
Taylor
been 12
Tomlinson.
teams.
We could have used some women in here.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel terrible that we didn't have any women in here.
That's
It kind of
true.
bothers me, but
But what about like Nikki Glazer?
Nikki Glazer, Liza Schlesinger.
Eliza.
Absolutely.
was on
Chelsea
that list.
Paridi.
There's just so many
there's
good
some great
options.
ones.
I just feel like we kind of went with our like favorites, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to
Yeah, Hannibal
favorites.
Buress was the one for me
Hannibal's
that
good.
was definitely in my queue waiting to get picked. I'm surprised he didn't come up.
I'm saying,
Well,
we could
guys,
go
I
sixth
won
round.
this draft.
Yeah, whatever.
obviously,
I
So,
don't feel good about my draft.
thank
I don't
you.
know.
I finally won one. Thank you.
I guess we, out of
Based
pity, we
on
could
based
get-
on what? Having the most Italians?
Well, with that, I guess I don't know. What other notable comedians? Anyone got anything off top? I mean, Louis C.K. again.
Nope. We're not
Cancel.
going there.
Tom Segura.
Nope.
Tom Segura's another one.
Iglesias.
Yeah.
Tom Segura. Shout out to Pods, the Two Bears One Cave with Bert.
Yeah.
Dang, Justin, you watch a lot of them podcasts or no?
No, I mean, I feel like I'm just a sucker for like, I'll throw on YouTube and whether it's like, maybe just in the background if I'm doing something and like have that pop up and then it just, then I end up like Nate Bargatze. I like Nate Bargatze. And then, you end up getting recommended like 100 different Nate Bargatze videos. And then you come across him on all these different interviews. And that's how I found that one thing. But
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah,
here's a question. Who had anybody other than Dave Chappelle at 101?
I had Bill Burr. I think Bill Burr is currently the best comedian since Dave Chappelle
I
is
had Bill Burr
taking a
up on that.
backseat. Dave Chappelle. I think Bill Burr is currently the best comedian out there. Currently, where we stand in 2021, July 13th.
No.
Currently, the best.
I had Chappelle
Chappelle's
and
still out
everybody
there?
else. Yeah,
Currently the
I had Chappelle
best.
and everybody
Again,
else.
currently the best.
Chappelle's
I mean,
doing shows. They were doing in Vegas Fight Week here with UFC. It was Chappelle, Joe Rogan, Tom Segura.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
And who else?
He's touring
Yeah,
right
there was
now.
somebody else too. Donnell Rawlings, I think, was the other one.
Oh, rolling.
So yeah, those four in one show, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
There's
Chappelle
another
was
good
out at Foxwoods, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. He's
That's right. Yeah,
touring right this second.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
that was.
still the GOAT.
Hey, well, that was the comedian draft, and so thank you, everyone. I